A dying elder gasps his final breath, while a gray-bearded figure waits and shadows, then suddenly cuts the body open, removes internal organs, and begins recording everything in mirrored script. This wasn't murder. This was research. The man holding the blade? Leonardo da Vinci, the most haunted genius in human history. While Newton, Einstein, Tesla dominated single fields, Leonardo conquered 20 separate universes. He discovered divine geometric codes, pinpointed consciousness location within the brain, calculated beauty's mathematical formula, mastered flight mechanics before aircraft existed, designed weapons capable of toppling empires, mapped every blood vessel, organ, nerve with microscopic accuracy, even foretold his death's precise moment. All this forbidden wisdom got sealed inside private journals, 13,000 pages composed backwards, concealed from civilization for 500 years. These weren't simple notebooks. They were one tortured intellect crystallized onto paper. Today, we crack them open. Year 1580, 60 years post Leonardo's death. Italian artist Pompeo Leone hunts inspiration, purchases cheap manuscripts. Opening them stops his heart cold. Every word flows right to left, readable only via mirror. Internal organ illustrations rendered impossibly detailed, like someone dissected bodies layer by layer. Devastating weapon blueprints, capable of destroying kingdoms. Technology 4 centuries premature. Spinning wing aircraft, gliding machines, automated knights, rapid-fire cannons beyond contemporary comprehension. Strange predictions, mathematical equations in unrecognizable languages. Most haunting, dried blood fingerprints covering margins as though written while handling decomposing flesh. Leone instantly arranges these 2,500 sheets into 2 massive volumes. Codex Atlanticus, gathering scientific and technical works across 1,011 pages, plus Codex Arundel, collecting anatomical, artistic, and philosophical studies. But he scrambles the timeline completely, obliterating Leonardo's intended sequence permanently. After Leone dies, his family splits both volumes into fragments, sells them separately. Da Vinci's legacy scatters from Italy through Spain, England, France. 300 years later, the 1800s arrive. Renaissance scholars finally probe these books' mysterious depths, notice disturbing patterns. First pattern, anatomical studies violating church teachings. Fetal development drawings, heart mechanics illustrations, blood circulation maps, all heretical subjects. Second pattern, weapon designs intentionally sabotaged. Tank gears reversed, crossbow firing systems incorrect, like hidden messages embedded deliberately. Third pattern, hundreds of drawings, manuscripts, masterpieces abandoned incomplete, plus those blood smears everywhere. Was he killed prematurely? Scholars developed one theory. Leonardo da Vinci was a mystical genius, Scholars developed one theory. Leonardo da Vinci was a mystical genius deliberately encrypting revolutionary knowledge using reversed writing. Why? Revelation meant execution. Consider 16th century Italy. Church wielded total authority. Challenged scripture openly, trial, torture, death awaited. In 1600, they burned Giordano Bruno alive simply because he proposed heliocentrism, that Earth orbits Sun, not vice versa. In 1633, Galileo got imprisoned for identical claims. Leonardo himself earned heretic status by 1513. He knew perfectly if his human body research, his heliocentric proofs, his embryonic sketches ever published, church would incinerate him too. So coded language became necessary. By 1900, this theory exploded into bestsellers, Decoding Da Vinci, Leonardo's Secret Code, The Hidden Messages, etc. But these publications presented only half-truths. Complete reality proved infinitely stranger. Leonardo represented maybe a once per 10,000 years phenomenon. Yet dying, he pronounced his entire existence catastrophic failure. What secrets inhabited those notebooks? What truth explained these bizarre patterns? Year 1938. One book finally reveals everything, written by someone who devoted his career excavating buried art history truths. Ludwig Heidenreich, German art historian. And humanity discovers Leonardo's genuine face. April 15, 1452. Vinci Village, Italy. One illegitimate son arrives, born to upper-middle-class father Ser Piero and peasant mother Caterina. Illegitimate meant receiving only a first name, hence Leonardo, while his village donated the surname da Vinci, meaning from Vinci. That era rejected illegitimate children as devil's spawn. Leonardo carried another curse, left-handedness, which church identified as Satan's mark. Education denied, social recognition refused, zero inheritance rights. His father abandoned him, his mother left with another man. Leonardo's childhood became punishment for crimes he never committed. Such childhoods don't produce children. They forge worldviews. If the world won't acknowledge me, I'll witness myself. I'll decode existence through my vision alone. The boy who never mastered traditional writing mastered observation instead. Watching became his language. Patterns became his alphabet. He documented strange details, fiber microstructures, grass cellular architecture. People mocked him, yet his eyes penetrated beneath surfaces, discovering hidden codes embedded within nature's textures, learning Earth's language. This wasn't artistic awakening. This was pattern recognition obsession emerging. This man would spend decades analyzing individual brushstrokes. His fixation? Clarity. Yet centuries later, clarity remains a major challenge. Even in our AI era, 62% admit their communications contain spelling mistakes, grammatical errors, unprofessional tone, costing opportunities and growth. But brilliant AI tools exist, like Quillbot Chrome extension, transforming complex thoughts into structured, polished sentences. Just search Quillbot on Google, download the extension, done. Whenever writing in Gmail, Google Docs, simply select your text, choose paraphrase, pick your tone, receive error-free drafts within seconds. If results sound robotic, Quillbot's Humanizer tool fixes it instantly. Paste draft, click Humanize, your AI text becomes natural. Whether you're in any field, wanting professional expression, efficient teamwork, or simply better communication, try writing one message with Quillbot. You'll witness the difference. Link in description. Now back to Leonardo and his pattern recognition obsession. One afternoon, 12-year-old Leonardo stares at a tree when revelation explodes in his brain. He notices all tree trunks diameters equal combined branch diameters. Each branch equals combined twig diameter. This observation became Leonardo's rule in modern science, pure mathematical principle, conservation of network flow. What flows through trees? Sap. So input always equals output. Identical principle governs arterial systems, urban traffic distribution, internet data routing. 13-year-old Leonardo observing Vinci's mountains didn't see geological piles. He saw contrast diminishing with distance, colors shifting toward blue-gray, edges softening. He was grasping optical scattering. This observation birthed a new doctrine, atmospheric perspective, which would become landscape painting's fundamental rule, appearing in works like Mona Lisa. Where others saw beauty in galloping horses, leaping cats, Leonardo saw force distribution, tendon extension, rotational symmetry. He perceived physics and biology, while the world perceived only aesthetics. And this preceded Galileo and Newton, when science lacked vocabulary describing his observations. But Leonardo's path was shifting. At 14, Florence's master artist Andrea del Verrocchio accepted him as an apprentice. Who am I? Where does the soul dwell? Where do pain, shame, fear reside? Tell me what surpasses the soul's reasoning in admirability. Discovering truth stopped being his hobby. It became existential purpose. This wasn't obsession. This was transformation, curiosity becoming identity itself. Leonardo da Vinci's warpath moment. Now he needed not collecting information, but decoding reality, which begins questioning his own identity. After years studying texts, Leonardo finally, in 1489, began illegally acquiring cadavers for dissection, opening skulls, creating these detailed illustrations. Observe these images. They resemble MRI cross-sections created 5 centuries before MRI technology existed. Da Vinci literally excavated brains, drawing these 4 ventricles where contemporary philosophers believed the soul, emotions, imagination resided. Today, we know this is false. Brain ventricles only produce cerebral spinal fluid insulating brain from skull. But these illustrations demonstrate extreme accuracy, depicting all these regions. He writes, "Tell me what surpasses the human mind in admirability." Perhaps a person's identity is their face. But for Leonardo, attraction wasn't mystery. It was a formula. He writes, "Geometry governs the head." An attractive face divides into 3 equal vertical sections: forehead to brow, brow to nose base to chin. From eye midpoint, both sides mirror perfectly, ears position approximately center. The human body is a ratio system, a living equation. Average people call beauty a feeling and move on. Leonardo discovers patterns, even there. Finding patterns in reality, in this world, in the cosmos, that's the warpath mindset we're collectively developing through curiosity. But why do we perceive anything at all? Examine these rough artworks. Notice the difference. Leonardo's work displays photographic realism, while another artist, Sandro Botticelli's work shows strong outlines and clear borders. Leonardo comprehended light's authentic nature. Light never creates harsh edges. It creates smooth gradients from illumination to shadow, based on distance from source. This concept would eventually become light's inverse square law. From this understanding, Leonardo invented new realistic painting technique, sfumato, an illusion where harsh edges dissolve into atmosphere and characters' form is sculpted by light, not outlines. Viewing things through science's lens, the warpath mindset once again right there. Year 1480, Leonardo begins feeling strange suffocation in Florence, and this painting releases. Portrait of Ginevra di Benci. No smile, no performance, just profound contemplation. For the first time in Western art, deep thought was born. But then suddenly, why did these destructive weapon drawings begin appearing in his notebooks? Weapons of mass destruction. Why does Leonardo's internal fire ignite? Historians observed 2 Leonardo personas. One side, a peace-loving vegetarian so devoted to animals he purchased caged birds just to liberate them. The other side, someone engineering war machines to annihilate humanity. For historians, this became an enormous puzzle. Was the person concealed inside Leonardo hero or villain? So how will Leonardo resolve this internal conflict between good and evil and make mind-exploding discoveries across 20 domains, simultaneously becoming history's greatest genius scientist, inventor, and artist? His notebooks could have advanced civilization 2 centuries. So why did he hide them from humanity? Why did Leonardo pronounce his life the ultimate failure before dying? Everything very soon in the next episode. So Warpath Warriors, stay tuned for the next calling. And sapere vedere. Learn to know how to see. Hey, if you found value in this deep dive into Leonardo's tortured genius, smash that like button and let the algorithm know Warpath Histories is creating content worth spreading. What other historical figures deserve the Warpath treatment? Drop your suggestions below.